Hey there, legendary souls. Welcome back to Unconventional Counseling. The message that I have for you today is a download that I got from moving slower and being a hermit and taking my time way more than I have been. It has taken me so many years to love winter, to have a relationship with winter, to change my relationship with winter, but then also to love it. And the love that I have for it now is for how it slows me down and for how much it makes me appreciate spring and summer and fall. And for all of the things that it brings up. And the things that it brings up can be really difficult, truly. But each winter, it's like I get more and more practice of being with myself, of being in the stillness and in the quiet, of not feeling like anything that's a distraction to me can really save me from being with the things that are in the, in the shadows a bit. It is a deeply healing time, and I think every winter it gets a little bit less uncomfortable. So I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for the progress. I'm grateful that healing can have this type of progress and can show up in this type of way, right? In this really quiet way. The message today is in line with that little piece that I just shared with you. So, you know that we just finished and still are finishing a 9-year cycle. 2026 in numerology is a 1 year. Okay, there's a dog barking as confirmation. Yeah, so that dog is really chatty right now. So, the new astrological year starts in a sense almost like twice, right? Because we have the fire horse year with the Lunar New Year in mid-February, and then we have the astrological new year in tropical Western astrology, March 20th, with the spring equinox. So it's like we're just getting all these previews. We're getting all these previews of what this 1 year is going to be. And simultaneously, we're having more opportunities to wrap up anything that feels left undone from our 9-year cycle. And that wrap up can just be clarity, of course. That wrap up can actually be like things coming to a close, getting closure, giving yourself closure. The message today is around moving slower, and it's that I'll just give you a story. Have you ever waited for something? Like, let's say you're on your way somewhere and you really want to get there, especially in the wintertime, right? Because it's really cold. And you've timed out, this is something that happened for me. You've timed out just perfectly when you need to leave, whether you're driving or whether you're taking public transit, whether you're walking. You've timed it out perfectly so that you don't have to be out in the cold or that you don't have to wait too long. And you get to wherever the next leg of your journey is, right? You make it to the bus stop, or you make it to your car, or you're in your car, or you start the walk and you run into an obstacle that slows you down and makes you miss the bus, or you run into traffic and you don't get there at the time that you thought you would be, or you're walking and maybe there's a detour and the road that you typically walk is closed or has like a big pile of snow or something, right? Something that you didn't anticipate in your perfectly timed, journey that you made for yourself. The message that I got is that you're hurrying up to wait. Because what happens when you get to the bus stop and you've missed the bus? You have to wait. What happens when you get to your car and you realize that there's this layer of ice and you can't see? You have to figure that out, and then you have to be on your way, which is a process that contributes to more waiting. What happens when you're in your car and you've left at the perfect time, but you've run into traffic because maybe there's an accident on the road? You have to wait. And when you walk and there's a huge pile of snow or something that's blocking you, you have to go a longer route. You have to give yourself a detour. And ultimately, you have to wait. So, in our hurrying, that is really hard to divorce ourselves from, especially in the winter time, because we're so used to everything just moving so quickly. But in our hurrying, to get to the place exactly when we've timed it, exactly in the way that we want it to be, we are just making ourselves have to wait a little longer. And something that I've learned and noticed over this period of moving a lot slower and reflecting on winter and reflecting on the pace that it calls for is that when I move slower, and I'll say when we move slower, when we move more intentionally with more of a deliberate sort of nature to how we are moving through the world and how we're moving through our days, things move more in alignment. Things tend to move in a different type of flow. Things sometimes move a little faster, but not the type of fast that is human made, not the artificial type of fast that makes us feel like we have this huge dopamine rush and we did it and we've planned it and we've perfected something, but the type of fast that feels more divine. It feels like there's more allowance. It feels like there's more balance between play and rest and work and moving forward and making progress. So, what would happen if you slowed down? Whatever process where you just are trying to hurry, you're trying to get to the next step, you're trying to do the next thing, what would happen if you savored this moment just a little bit more? I think you would get to your destination, but I think you would get there more rested. I think you would get there more joyful and more content. I think you would get there with more gratitude. I think you might get there feeling more connected to the people that you call your friends and your loved ones. So, don't hurry up to wait. Slow down. Savor it all. Take in your surroundings. Maybe we can have it all. The destinations that we're trying to get to, the people that we love in the process, and a chance to kind of like smell the roses too. Take it all in. Take deep breaths along the way. That's the message that I have for you today. I am wishing you so much ease and more slowness for sure in your journey. And I'll catch you in the future. Bye. Take really good care of yourself.